What's up, everybody? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, back on the IE Network, and this is an IE Network exclusive report. We want to talk today about kelvimccray from West Palm Beach, Florida, a young black woman, another young black woman who was gunned down, murdered by her supposedly ex-boyfriend after she told him she didn't want to be with him anymore. And this seems like the same story just told over and over again with different people's names, man. Some young Gen Z black male gets told by a woman, a woman, either a young entrepreneur, a young influencer, a young content creator, that she no longer wants to be with him, and then he takes her out and has no remorse, doesn't care at the time if the person's on live, on IG live, on Facebook live. No matter, they're so butthurt at the time that they don't care where the person is, who the person's with, the people have contacted. Just no regards for life. Let's get into this article. This is sad, man. And it just continues to happen with young black women. So, West Palm Beach, Florida, a man shot his ex-girlfriend before turning the gun on himself in a murder-suicide attempt on Wednesday night, according to the West Palm Beach Police Department. Police responded to the scene around 9:40 p.m. after responding to a 911 call reporting a shooting at West 13th Street off of North Mangoa Drive. They found the victim, kelvimccray, pow in the head, back, and neck. While searching the home, police discovered a man, Keyshawn Shaw, of West Palm Beach, 19 years old, suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. Both individuals were transported to St. Mary's Medical Center for treatment. McCray passed from her injuries shortly after arriving at the hospital. And then later on, Shaw passed from his injuries around 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. Shaw was charged with first-degree, deletion before dying of his injuries. Police spoke with three individuals who were on a FaceTime call with McCray at the time of the POW. One witness was able to identify Shaw in a computerized photographic lineup as the person who POW and deleted McCray. I mean, this is just sad. And once again, it's one of these. Look at his picture. Ladies, I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all, I know you can't really judge a book by its cover, but when in certain cases you can. If the guy you're dating, and you are a woman who's making your own money, probably was popular on social media, very beautiful, very attractive, you should not be dating guys who look like this fool right here. You should be dating guys just as attractive, doing the same type of thing that you're doing, trying to make an impact on life, trying to feed your family legally, right? Going to the dentist instead of covering your mouth full of gold so you don't got to go to no dentist. I mean, if the guy looks like this, ladies, most of the time he's going to be bad news. Now, I'm not going to say all the time, but most of the time he's going to be bad news. mouthful of gold, wild dreadlocks in his hair. He can't go no job interview looking like that. You have to always think, what would they look like going to a job interview? You also have to think find out what he does on his downtime. Does he play, was he fill his day with Call of Duty, violent video games? Who is his friends? They spend all the day smoking or doing other, narcotics. You have to consider all these things before you start giving these dudes their time. And most importantly, another Gen Z, unstable, unhinged loser. Y'all, I am now going to, because it's mostly millennials. I guarantee you this dude's mother and father are probably young millennials. They're probably not even the older millennials in their 40s. Right? Because I think like the last year for millennials was like 42. I bet you they're not even, when they had him, I'd be willing to bet that they were young millennials. And the young millennials are raising their Gen Z children like Gen Z kids are getting raised. Getting raised on social media, getting raised by the internet, seeing things, women on the social media glorifying domestic violence, glorifying toxicity. Oh, you got to have a toxic. You got to call out people, rappers, and musicians who glorify that. Cardi B on your song Up. Oh, gotta argue with them because N-word loves a toxic chick. And the women love saying that. You got women like Ari Fletcher and Drea who made comments about Tory Lanez and I wish somebody would like me that much that they would pow me in the foot. You got women glorifying abuse, all on social media, glorifying men, rappers, spitting in women's mouths, women pretty much letting strangers spit in their mouth and during concert. Spitting on someone is an assault. Spitting on someone's an assault. Y'all did know that, right? But you're allowing spit in my mouth. You're allowing that. You're allowing people to see that in public. And it's always these 18, 19, 20-year-old unhinged losers that end up deleting these women. Most of the time, the woman is probably older than them, a year or two, maybe 3 years older. Giving this loser a chance, I don't know why. And that is, again, women, y'all have to start, and I don't want to victim blame. It is 100% not her fault. But it was just her fault. A bad judgment could cause this. And there's always going to be, I know people say, he never showed any signs. That's BS. They're always going to show somewhat of a sign. The first sign of possessiveness, obsessiveness, the first sign of being irrational, the first sign of showing overreaction, emotional, all of those are signs. When things happen, they're all over emotional. Oh, how come you didn't text me back? How come you didn't call me back? You didn't text me back. I text you 10 times. Stuff like that. When they texting you, oh, you good? 10 times. In a couple of hours, I'm going out with my girl to the mall. I'll call you back, when I get back from the mall. What you going to do at the mall? Nah, me and my girls just hanging out. And then they text you 10 times. Hey, boo. Hey, babe. Be like, I told this N-word I was going to the mall. I'll hit him later. Whenever they start doing that and try to camouflage it as, nah, I'm just checking on you, just making sure you all right. Whenever they doing that, I can see if you going out, you've been with somebody for a while, and you go out, you say, I'm coming back in 2 hours, and you go in 4 hours, and then they text you like, hey, everything okay? You know, stuff like that. But when dude is texting you 5 or 6 times after you already told him, I'm going to text you when I get home, and y'all just started dating, that's a red flag. So I don't want to hear they don't always show, brother. Yes, they do. It's just, do you recognize red flags? You have to recognize a red flag. A red flag ain't, he put his hand on. He had never actually put his hands on her until now. It's not always putting your hands on someone. The red flags come way before that. If they get over emotional about situations that they really shouldn't get emotional over, and they try to hide it behind, I just care about you, or I'm just looking out for you. You know what I mean? This is sad, man. This woman got her life taken. And then, of course, he takes the coward way out because I'm telling you, you millennials, I'm appealing to you. I'm blaming you just as much. His parents, I'm blaming you. To you millennials out there, y'all are bringing in these half mentally irregular children. If you are not going to raise your child on Gen X principles or boomer principles, close your legs. Stop having sex. Stop having children. I'm sorry. Y'all are y'all are having kids, and then you don't want to raise them. You throw them at home in front of a computer. Got them coming home from school by themselves at 9 years old. Because you don't want to pay for childcare. So, they could come home by themselves. Go home and I'll be home at 5 o'clock. They get out of school 3 o'clock. I'll be home at 5 o'clock. Just go home here, give them the key to open the door by themselves. Just do this. And then when they go home and they know they got 2 hours before their parents come home, they're going to be on the computer, on the internet, on YouTube, where all these things are accessible to them. If y'all aren't going to raise these kids and you just going to let social media, they glorify men hitting on women. And you see women hitting men. They go, everybody got to keep their hands to themselves. You see the women glorifying hitting men. Women glorifying finessing men. Women glorifying going from one man to the next. Because this man ain't got money. You don't have money. Just end up making dudes insecure. And then you make a dude like this insecure let's just be honest, who's already an ugly dude from the beginning. So he's already insecure. Not a very attractive guy. Not to be dating someone. Look at her. And now look at him. Look how beautiful that woman is. And look at him. Do they look like a match? These millennials, you young millennials, stop having children if you are not going to raise your children the way you were raised. Because most millennials was either raised by Gen X or boomers. Now, again, you're going to have your occasional Gen X person raised, and you're going to have it, but it's not going to be as often Every single act of crime, act of violence, go look up the age of the last 50 mass shootings. Go look at the age of the last 50 people that did a mass shooting in a mall or mass shooting in a school. Go look at the age of them. And I will tell you 95%, I'll say 90. 90% of these crimes have been committed by someone that is in the Gen Z generation. Look it up. 90%. And if they're not Gen Z, they're young millennial. They're just right on the crest. 28, 29, something like that. Y'all millennials, I'm calling y'all to the task because these are the children that you're having. These are the kids, the half-ass, mentally irregular kids that y'all bringing into this world that you probably done made with a half-ass, mentally irregular Negro. This is ridiculous. This woman's life is now gone because of this loser. Y'all dating these worthless ass Negroes. I don't want to say what I really want to say because it'll get my channel demonetized. When your dude's walking around looking like that and spending all his time smoking weed, don't got no real job, and you rocking with him because he may have some goal or some clout, or he's a baller or a doughboy. If he ain't really got nothing going for himself, he ain't really got nothing to lose. Another black woman taken out by an insecure, worthless ex-boyfriend. Millennial parents, I'm calling on y'all. Keep your legs closed. Because y'all just bringing in kids that do nothing for the society. They hurt the society. Y'all giving birth to murders. Y'all giving birth to ours. Bringing them into the world so they can harm the world. Keep your legs closed if you can't be a parent.